Today we are going to explain an American action drama movie called Tyson. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie opens with a scene featuring boxer Mike Tyson in a room where a discussion is taking place. Mike Tyson appears to be quite worried. The storyline then shifts to his childhood. We see young Mike Tyson making friends with some mischievous kids, forming a group together. One day, these close friends of Mike Tyson pressure him to take a gun and shoot their neighbor's kid. Young Mike Tyson agrees with his friend's plan and quietly approaches the other kids they wanted to shoot. He starts firing at them, but luckily, none of the kids get hurt. They quickly scatter and run away. However, after the shooting, Tyson realizes that his own group of friends has also fled, leaving him all alone there. In a similar manner, Tyson commits many other crimes during his childhood, which leads to him being arrested a staggering 38 times before even reaching the age of 13. Due to these arrests, Tyson is placed in a juvenile detention center. This center is designed to help underage kids transform into better individuals. Inside the detention center, there's a boxing gym where Coach Bobby teaches boxing to the kids. When Coach Bobby sees Tyson's boxing skills, he becomes deeply impressed by his talent. After several months of training, Coach Bobby takes him to Catskill, a boxing club in New York City. There, he introduces Mike to the renowned trainer, Cus D'Amato. Mike participates in a sparring session with another boxer from the club, and Cus is immediately impressed by Mike's strength and potential. As a result, Cus decides to mentor Mike and invites him to live at his home, where he also trains his other fighters. When Mike arrives at Cus's house, he meets Cus's wife, Camille. However, Camille seems a bit frustrated with the addition of Mike to their already crowded home. Despite this, Cus starts to train Mike rigorously, aiming to mold him into one of the best fighters. During this time, Mike is informed that his mother has tragically passed away when he's just 16 years old. So Mike travels back to his hometown of Brooklyn to attend his mother's funeral, deeply saddened by the loss. Despite the solemn occasion, Mike doesn't stay in Brooklyn for long. Instead, he returns to New York to resume his training. In memory of his mother, he decides to build a pigeon coop outside his residence, creating a meaningful tribute to her. One day, Cus approaches Mike, who is grieving, and offers words of encouragement. He emphasizes the importance of a professional boxer's resilience, even in challenging times. To boost Mike's spirits, Cus presents him with a gold pin that was once owned by the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali. This gesture fills Mike with joy and intensifies his determination to train for his upcoming fight. Now it's the Junior Olympics of 1982, where Mike competes in his first amateur boxing fight. Surprisingly, he wins the fight with a technical knockout just 8 seconds into the first round, leaving everyone astonished. Meanwhile, it becomes apparent that Cus wants to adopt Mike. He discusses this decision with his wife, Camille, who surprisingly agrees wholeheartedly. She too wishes for Mike to remain a part of their family permanently. After Mike comes back to New York, he's overwhelmed with joy upon discovering that he's going to be adopted by Cus and Camille. The following day, Mike gets introduced to two boxing managers named Jimmy Jacobs and Bill Clayton. Cus assures Mike that they'll be there to help him stay away from any troubles that might come his way as he pursues his goal of becoming #1 in the boxing world. Following his first proper boxing match, Mike's old negative habits start to resurface. This leads to a decline in his training dedication, making him a challenging student. Teddy, one of the trainers, attempts to discuss Mike's behavior with Cus, but his soft spot for the boy prevents any concrete action, and Mike is given special treatment. However, things take a twist when Teddy's underage sister confronts him, claiming that Mike behaved inappropriately with her. This greatly angers Teddy. The same night, as Mike returns home, Teddy confronts him with a gun, warning him sternly to never repeat such behavior. Surprisingly, Mike doesn't show fear and instead smiles at Teddy, which infuriates Teddy even more. In a fit of rage, Teddy fires a warning shot, alerting everyone in the house. The following morning, Teddy decides to leave the training house due to his controversial actions from the previous night. As a result, Kevin steps in to support Mike as his new trainer. With Kevin's guidance, Mike quickly rises through the ranks, knocking out opponents like dominoes. With a remarkable knack for swiftly knocking out adversaries, especially within the opening round of matches, Mike earns the nickname of Iron Mike Tyson. However, as Mike's popularity grows, Cus' health starts to decline. After enduring weeks of intense pain, Cus eventually passes away due to his old age. This is a devastating blow for Mike. With no one left to manage him, Jimmy takes on the role of his manager and reassures Mike that he'll continue to support him. Then fast forward to 1986. Mike participates in a match against Trevor Berbick in Las Vegas for the World Boxing Council Heavyweight Championship. Dominating the fight, Mike breaks world records by becoming the youngest champion in boxing history at just 20 years old. One day, while preparing for an upcoming match, Mike's focus wavers as he watches a commercial featuring a beautiful model named Robin Givens. Intrigued by her, he contacts her and asks her out. Surprisingly, she attends his next fight against Tony Tucker. At the start of the match, Mike struggles due to the pressure of Robin's presence. Kevin notices this and provides motivation. With newfound determination, Mike delivers an impressive performance, winning the match and retaining his heavyweight title. After the game, Mike and Robin ride home in a limousine. As the evening progresses, their connection deepens, leading to an intimate moment between them. This marks the beginning of an official and public relationship. A year later, Mike and Robin take a significant step by getting married, and Robin is already 3 months pregnant at the time. However, their happiness is short-lived. Tragedy strikes again when Mike receives the news that Jimmy has passed away due to leukemia. This loss takes an emotional toll on Mike. In the same week as Mike attends Jimmy's funeral, he encounters a boxing promoter named Donald "Don" King. Don presents a lucrative offer that's hard to refuse, one that's highly appealing to any boxer. Yet, to everyone's surprise, Mike declines this tempting offer. Instead, he makes a bold choice to have Don become his fight promoter. This decision sparks a wave of controversy as tensions rise between Bill and Don, both vying for control over Mike's future contract. The clash between the two creates a stir in the boxing world, leaving everyone curious about the path Mike will ultimately choose. After a period of ongoing disputes, Robin also becomes involved in the controversy, accusing Bill and Don of exploiting Mike and using him for financial gain. A few months later, Mike and Robin endure the heartache of a miscarriage, adding even more stress to Mike's already burdened shoulders. This emotional blow leads him to slack off in his training, neglecting his responsibilities at the boxing club. Eventually, Mike returns to the club after an extended absence and faces the consequences of his negligence. Kevin, disappointed with his lack of commitment, reprimands him for his carelessness. However, Mike's attitude remains defiant and he starts training recklessly, ignoring the guidance and discipline Kevin is trying to impart. This leads to a confrontation where Kevin reveals a shocking truth. Robin was never actually pregnant. She had deceived Mike into marrying her by claiming a false pregnancy, which deeply manipulates him emotionally. The revelation hits Mike hard, and he becomes furious at the betrayal. In a fit of rage, he confronts 2 trainers and physically knocks them out one by one. The movie then shifts to 1988, focusing on the night of one of Mike's most significant fights against Michael Spinks. Just before the match, Bill discovers that Mike has terminated his contract, appointing Don as his new manager. Despite the turmoil behind the scenes, Mike wins the fight, receiving cheers of admiration from the crowd. Following the match, Mike's decisions continue to cause upheaval. He parts ways with Kevin and opts to train with the coaches Don has arranged for him. Amid this, an unexpected twist takes place during a joint interview between Mike and Robin for an ABC TV news magazine show. Robin opens up about her life, describing it as a living nightmare. During the interview, Robin takes aim at Mike's deteriorating mental health, urging him to seek therapy and threatening to leave the marriage if he doesn't take action. In response, Mike, feeling betrayed, sits in silence, absorbing her words. Meanwhile, Don, Kevin, and others watch the interview on TV in utter astonishment. The revelations from the interview spark intense disputes and arguments between the couple. The situation escalates to the point where the police are called to their residence to intervene. In one instance, the authorities arrive to witness Mike in the midst of a fit of rage, causing damage to their home by breaking several items. The turmoil reaches its zenith, prompting Robin and her mother to make the difficult decision to move out of the house. All this affected Mike's career and also his relationships. A few days after the incident, Mike and Dawn watch Robin's TV appearance where she labels Mike as an emotionally abusive husband and reveals her decision to file for divorce. To unwind, Mike goes out to a club where he's approached by numerous women wanting to have a good time. Amid the crowd, an old opponent confronts Mike and begins to insult both him and Robin. Fueled by anger, Mike reacts by taking down the boxer before making a quick exit in his limo. Now a year later in Tokyo, Japan, Mike faces his next professional fight against Buster Douglas. However, the stress and chaos from his personal life have taken a toll on his career focus. As a result, Mike struggles in the fight, facing continuous blows and performing poorly. Despite managing to knock Buster down, his opponent quickly rises and delivers even more forceful hits. This unexpected downturn in the ring leaves everyone shocked, witnessing a vulnerable Iron Mike for the first time. Unfortunately, Mike is knocked out in the 10th round, marking his first loss and resulting in the loss of his heavyweight championship title. Feeling at a loss, Mike is speechless after this unprecedented defeat. Dawn insists on suing the boxing company, believing that Mike had won the fight. After returning to New York, Mike visits an old acquaintance, Camille. They reminisce about the past and discuss Cuss. A year later, Mike and some friends travel to Indianapolis to be part of the Miss Black America pageant. During their visit, Mike encounters Desiree Washington, one of the participants. Their interactions lead to unexpected conversations that draw the attention of Desiree's friends. Mike asks Desiree to join him at a party by promising to introduce her to famous celebrities, and she agrees. He arrives in a limo to pick up Desiree, but instead of going to the party, he takes her to his hotel room, claiming they're there to collect his bodyguard. Now, fast forward to 1991, 18-year-old Desiree filed an assault case against Mike. The court finds Mike guilty of assaulting her and sentences him to 6 years in jail. Kevin also sues Mike for his losses and damages. The movie also reveals that Mike and Robin divorced in 1989, with their settlement terms sealed by the court. After 6 years in 1995, Mike is released from jail and announces his boxing comeback. Also, despite fraud charges against Don, he continues working as Mike's promoter at his various boxing events. Subscribe to see more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.